top on the brief this morning, more allegations are coming from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, on its investigation of embattled former governor of Kogi State, Mr. Yaya Bello. And there you see the chairman of the anti-corruption body, Mr. Olaolukoyede, revealing that, among other infractions, the former governor allegedly took $720,000 of state funds to pay his children's school fees in advance. He frowned on the obstruction of the arrest of Mr. Bello, promising that all those involved in the incident will be brought to book. He also vows to drive the prosecution to a logical end.
Governor, because he knows he's going, move money directly from government to bring the change. Use it to pay the child's school fee in advance. In advance. In dollars, yes. In dollars. $72,000 or thereabout. $720,000, sorry. $720,000 in advance. In anticipation that he was going to leave government house. In a poor state like Kogi. And you want me to close my eyes to that? Under the guise of saying I'm being used. Used by who? At this stage of my life, used by who? By who? For crying out loud. I assumed office here. I didn't initiate the case. I inherited the case file. I called for the case file. I called for the report. And I said, look, there are issues here. Do you know on my own, on my honor, I put a call across to him, which ordinarily I'm not supposed to do, just to honor him as a governor, as a immediate past governor. Sir, there are issues. I've seen this case file. Can you just come? Let us clarify these issues. He said, sir, I thank you, my brother. I know, but I can't come. There's one lady, I don't know what her name is, senator, that she learned she had set, she has surrounded the EFCC with over 100 journalists, to come and embarrass him and intimidate him and all kind of stuff. I said, okay, if that is your fear, I'm going to pass you through my own gate, special man's gate. You will come to my floor. We will accord you that respect. I will invite my operatives. They will come and interrogate you or interview you in my own office. What could be more honorable than that? In my own office. To allay the fear. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You know what he said? But can't they come to my village? That's what he told me. Can't they come to my village to come and say? I told you. He also got it. He sent a message to him. My director of investigation sent a message to him. Some of the people that we thought are crusaders, they are on the payroll of the man. And that's the truth. We are investigating it. We are building a case against everyone involved. Whether you are a governor or not, we are building a case. Let the whole public hear. We are building a case against those who obstructed justice. You are sitting, you have immunity today, you won't have immunity forever. We are not stopping there. It's been watch listed all over the world. It can only run. Except there's no law in this country that we are following. Let all of us declare that we are a state of pariah. Everybody go and do what they like. Like I said, I don't mind the outcome of this case, but the right thing must be done. If we don't see this case through, I won't have any moral right to accuse anybody of corruption in Nigeria. I will resign.
Speaking of that case, over at the courts now, Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court Abuja has fixed May the 10th for ruling in an application by former governor of Kogi State, Mr. Yaya Bello, seeking an order to set aside the arrest warrant issued on him. Justice Nwite also ordered the EFCC to serve a copy of the charge against him through his lawyer, Abdul Wahab Mohammed, which was done in the open court due to his absence in court for his arraignment. After the service was done, one of the counsel to Mr. Bello, Mr. Adidaya Adedipe, requested the courts to revoke the arrest warrant, citing that the charge hadn't been served when the warrant was issued. He mentioned Mr. Bello's willingness to appear in court, but expressed concerns about fair treatment. And elsewhere, the EFCC is set to arraign this time around, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, for approving the printing of 684.5 million naira notes at the rate of 18.96 billion naira, allegedly. In a fresh 4-count charge filed against him, the EFCC alleged that Mr. Emefiele disobeyed the direction of law with intent to cause injury to the public during his implementation of the Naira swap policy of the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The anti-graft agency also accused him of unlawfully approving the withdrawal of 124 billion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. Our judiciary correspondent Shola gathered that the former CBN governor will be arraigned on these counts before Justice Marian Aneni of FCT High Court, Abuja, on April 30th. Well, away from the EFCC's crusade against corruption, the federal government plans to roll out more palliatives for Nigerians as part of measures to cushion the impact of the present economic downturn and to make it reach those it is meant for. The authorities say 20% of the palliatives will be routed through traditional and faith-based institutions. Vice President Kashim Shettima hinted this at a one-day high-level dialogue of faith leaders on nutrition in Nigeria.
The President has approved that 20% of the palliatives in terms of food intervention be routed through our religious organizations and the traditional institutions. The Sangaya schools, the mission schools will be specially targeted for such interventions.
Well, let's talk of business now. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced another round of discounted dollar sales to Bureau de Change operators. In a document released on its website, the CBN disclosed that it will now sell $10,000 to licensed BDCs at 1,021 naira per unit of the foreign currency to meet market demands for invisible transactions. Meanwhile, data by FMDQ Securities Exchange shows that the local currency depreciated for a third straight day at the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, down by 5.1% to a one-month low at 1,300 naira per dollar, while it closed flat at 1,250 naira at the parallel market after an initial gain in the early hours of yesterday. Well, outside the country, a sweeping foreign aid package easily passed the U.S. Congress after months of delay, clearing the way for billions of dollars in fresh Ukraine and Israel funding. The $95 billion package, which is mostly military aid for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, and U.S. partners in the Indo-Pacific, will see $61 billion go to Ukraine. A second provides $26 billion for Israel and humanitarian aid for civilians in conflict zones around the world. And the third mandates $8 billion to counter communist China in the Indo-Pacific. President Joe Biden is expected to sign the legislation into law later today. Sports news now. Kai Havertz and Ben White scored twice as Arsenal thrashed Chelsea 5-0 on Tuesday to surge ahead in the Premier League title race and ramp up the pressure on Liverpool and Manchester City. Leandro Trossard was also on target for the Gunners, who moved 3 points clear of Liverpool and 4 of Manchester City. Well, the destiny of the title remains in City's hands, it will seem, as the defending champions have 2 games in hand. Well, Liverpool have also played 1 fewer game than Arsenal and are in action at Everton in the Merseyside derby today. However, Mikel Arteta's men's goal difference advantage now looks unassailable. That's if he becomes decisive in the title race. Well, definitely hurts for some football fans.